Last time on Ace Attorney Investigations 2. She waited for the perfect time to reveal the autopsy report. Sounds like a familiar trick someone I know used to do a lot. Literally every case. I have no other tactics, okay? Hey guys, Raiden here, and welcome back to Edgeworth Investigations 2. Oh no, the logo's gone from the top right corner. I'll fix that next episode. But, anyways, I know it's been quite a while since I posted a video of this or any LP. As a matter of fact, I'm very sorry. I've been very busy, with family stuff I've had to attend to and other things. But anyways, we're back now in the same case still. I'm baffled that the entire last episode was Edgeworth and Courtney arguing in the same room. I couldn't believe that I looked at the end of the episode counter. I'm like, they were in this room for the whole damn episode. I guess they have a lot to talk about, but still. I hope I remember everything that's going on, because that's the thing I hate about prolonging videos, especially of games like this, or Danganronpa, or anything like that, was if you leave for too long, you forget a lot of case details, which I assure you I have, but I'm going to do my best to remember. There's Edgeworth. The courtyard. Depending on what we find here, the entire incident could become clear. However, there's nothing left here. Yesterday? Isn't there one more possibility? The well in the courtyard. It's possible the body was dropped down from there. In other words, the body being dropped down the well and then moved to the workroom. Extend gabble. Could only have been done during the show, and the only one who could have done it is Simon Keyes. Was the body dropped down the well or not? This could be the decisive clue that we need to reach the truth of the matter. Before I continue with the investigation, I should organize my evidence. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Remaining evidence has been rearranged. Oh, thank you. That actually helps a lot. Let's see here. Okay, don't stick your hand in the drain. I am not cutting off the drain to get you out. You're living there. Hey, there's a grate here. The well is run dry after all. They even put a lock on it. Lockpicking is one of my specialties. Want to see? There's absolutely no need for you to show off. Oh, come on. Don't be like that. Whoa! What happened, Kay? The lock is broken. Judging from the looks of it, it feels like it was broken some time ago. So the lock was broken. This means that anyone could have dropped the body down this well. According to Judge Courtney's reasoning, Mr. Keyes murdered Knightley in the courtyard, and then during the show, he disposed of the body in the well. You think so? Did he really use the well to move the body? Oh, I know, let's get Missile to help us out again. He should be able to track the scent of the body. Good idea. Let me contact Detective Gumshoe. On my cellular device. Yes, sir, Detective Gumshoe here. Detective, I have a favor I need to ask of you. We would like for you to bring Missile to the prison courtyard. Sounds like you need the help of my 7 secret weapons again, huh, sir? I thought Missile belonged to the police department. And also, I would like for you to contact a witness. Please contact Regina Barry of the Barry Big Circus and bring her here. Roger that, sir. I'll bring him over in a flash. Having trouble doing my Edgeworth voice because I'm kind of allergies right now. Remodeling and everything, it sucks. Everything sucks right now. Except for playing this game, it's a lot of fun. Something I want to do for weeks. So, what should we do while we wait for Gummy? How about some hide and seek? What are you talking about, Kay? There's nowhere to hide here. I don't think that is the issue. Kay, during times like this, isn't it your turn to shine? Oh, that. You want me to recreate the crime scene? Okay, I was wondering what she did with that, because she hadn't brought it up all last case or all this case. So for a second, I thought they were going to retcon Little Thief out for some reason and be like, no, that'd make the case too easy. We have to get rid of that. Just don't talk about it. Huh? How do you do that? See for yourself, the Great Thief's secret weapon, Little Thief. Whoa, what's that? Screens floating in midair? Just what are you doing, Kay? I'm entering the information needed for the simulation, even though that's like thousands and thousands and thousands of numbers. I know them all, just by looking at this courtyard. Mr. Shields, this Little Thief, That looks like a goddamn college calculator. It's a tool that can recreate a crime scene based on the information it is given. Should I set it for how this place was like when we came here yesterday? Yes, I believe they were in the middle of taking down the set. We didn't pay enough attention to the well, so it's possible we may have missed a clue. Leave it to me. I took a picture of this place too. There, and there. Data entry complete. Now to set the projection to maximum output. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares take wing. One alone remains all-seeing. Can you turn on the device? Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. What just happened? I recreated the courtyard from yesterday, based on the information I entered. This was a tool the previous Yatagarasu used. It's a device to run simulations to practice stealing things. You know, the level of technology we are actually at in this universe, it should never ever be a problem to solve a crime ever. Like, there shouldn't even be arguments. I swear, we're like one step away from crime-solving devices. Or Edgeworth bots, oh my god. Could you imagine, like, a near bot, but it looks like Edgeworth? But used in this manner, we can inspect the crime scene as it was in the past. Oh, but it's still only a recreation based on what information we have. I can't recreate what I don't have information for, and if my information is incorrect, the recreation could come out strange, too. In this case, since Kay had the photo, there should be no problems. Now, let's begin the investigation. Begin investigation. Oh my god, if it... Since it's a recreation, you can examine things just like you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction. Yes, I know. First, I should start with that well. This is gonna let me walk up onto the holographic stage. Oh, I was wondering if they're gonna pay attention to that detail, if they're just gonna let me walk up on the hologram. I love how Ray... Oh, I thought he wasn't here, like it was a separate dimension practically. He's like, you guys just disappeared, what happened? Go to the Shadow Realm again? Let's examine the area around the well. It holds the key to this case. There are some pulleys here. They don't appear to be the pulley that was used to lift the bucket from the well. I thought we already examined like half of this stuff. Here's a sturdy hemp rope. It looks like the rope they used for tug-of-wars. I'm not going to play tug-of-war with you. Oh, that was Kay talking. I didn't even say anything yet. There's a metal stake attached to the end of the rope. Ah, you use these to pin down the tent when you go camping. It doesn't seem like they'd need this for the performance. I wonder what it was used for. This is a metal weight. It weighs. It's hard to see in the recreation K. Do you remember? What do you mean? I can see it right there. I think it was 33 pounds. I wonder what such a heavy thing was used for. It doesn't seem to be directly related to the circus. Is the lock still lock? The well behind the stage. The well was behind the stage. That means only a few people could have access to dump the body in the well during the performance. This isn't looking good for Mr. Keys. These things around the well, what were they used for? I actually don't know, Kay. They don't seem to be related to the animal show. I agree. We can ask Miss Berry about it later. Edgeworth, out! Let's go! Oh god, I shouldn't start recording with the sore throat. Sorry, once again, I just feel like awful. Kay, I am trying to... No, you cannot talk to Uncle Ray. I am his shield and his bodyguard. Okay, I need to talk to him. Great thief's secret weapon. I see. But isn't it this bad, using a thief's tool to aid in the investigation? Don't make such a scary face. It's alright, Uncle Ray's lips are sealed. It's for the truth, right? The evidence may very well already have been destroyed. In order to recreate the crime scene, we need her help. Why so serious? At times like this, a simple smile would suffice. Yes, thank you very much. What is this smile, Kay? I have never heard of this monstrous creature. This is a stage where they put on the animal show. If I put on a Great Thief show, I wonder if anyone would come. What does she do, just run through the audience and steal things from people? I'm pretty sure the police would show up. Oh, we already actually saw this. We're making very similar observations. I'm not sure if it just wants me to... What's something we didn't examine? I guess we should probably examine the elephant, should we? What was the elephant's name again? She's a Steak, the Asian elephant. I'm surprised that was a logic point. That's right. It's an easy name to remember. Maybe they couldn't think of a good name, so they gave her a name that's easy to remember. Mr. Edgeworth, what a terrible thing to say about poor Steak. That's all the information we can gather for now. The detective should be here soon, too. Okay, go ahead and shut the little thief. Alright, returning the area to normal. I am seriously scared of the technological prowess that thieves have access to. On the police department, we're still using Apple IIe's. Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. Hey, speak of the gummy. Detective Gumshoe, that was quick. I couldn't keep you waiting for too long, sir. Thanks for coming along too, Regina. No problem. It sounded like a lot of fun, so I skipped practice to come here. Thank you for your cooperation. First, Detective, let's have Missile do some tracking. No problem, sir. Hey, Missile, over here, pal. What is his problem? Hey, what's eating you, pal? I said over here. Is it the elephant? What's the matter? Looks like he's scared of something, sir. Oh, the alligator. Alligator! I guess he's scared of the alligator, sir. Good grief. Looks like Missile won't be much help to us. Oh wait, I just noticed it's right over there in the pond. I was looking at the fence. Jesus, it's in the area with us. So what should we do, Miles? Maybe we can ask Miss Berry for help. What is it? What is it? Is there something I can do? Do you want me to teach Allie a trick? Actually, she probably could. No, I just need you to tell me about the condition of the courtyard during the show. Looks like it's my time to shine again. Yes, if you so please. Oh yeah, don't tell anyone you saw this shit or else I'm gonna have to kill you. Noted. Alright, that should do it. I'm starting up the recreation now. Oliver smiles, she's like, yay. The recreation complete. This time you can see how the courtyard was during the animal show. This should be around the time the body was dropped down the well. Wow, cool, it's just like magic. It's not magic. I just recreated the scene based on the information you gave us. See? Look over there. The backstage area is missing. Well, Regina didn't help with the preparation, so she doesn't really know how it was set up. I get it. You can't recreate what you don't have info for, huh? I'm sorry. It's because Simon took care of setting everything up. Don't worry yourself, none. Regina Pie. Miles is the one at fault here. How is this my fault? Mr. Edgeworth, I've recreated the show in progress, but I can also change it to how it was earlier, when it was being taken down. I see, so we can examine the courtyard during the show and after the show. We can freely switch between the two different states. To change the recreation, select Little Thief on the bottom screen. Now, let's begin the investigation. Oh boy, it's gonna be a long investigation phase, isn't it? There's a lot of people here, so let's go ahead and talk to them first. Hey, Missile, what do you have to say? As you can see, he's totally scared, sir. I wanted him to track his scent, but it looks like that won't be possible. Poor Missile. Mr. Edgeworth, you've got that look on your face like you want to use my secret weapon, sir. Missile isn't in the mood, but I've got my fishing rod ready to go. Or would you prefer the metal detector? Oh, thanks, Gumshoe. I actually got something out of talking to you for once. I've never seen the detective's eyes sparkle like that. If need be, I'll let you know. For now, just stand by. Hey, Regina, do you have anything to say? Do you come here often, Regina? Yes, I have many friends here. I love this place. New friends, old friends, everyone's a friend here. Everyone at your circus is Satan. Yesterday, Miss Warden introduced me to a new friend, Little Allie. The alligator who lurks in the pond in the courtyard. That pond, if you get too close, it feels like you'll get gulped. I don't think Little Allie would do such a thing. Her stomach wasn't feeling very well yesterday. I'm worried. Aren't you all worried too? Right? Yes, of course. We're all worried, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't drag me into this. So I can change the recreation on Little Thief.
Should I, though? A love story between an elephant and a tiger. I really wanted to see that. I also wanted to see Simon in action. And Simon is really amazing, especially the part where he gets blown away. Blown away. That's the scene in question. At that point, the suspect in the role of the villain is blown away by the heroine's burning love and makes his exit. After being blown away, the suspect disappeared from the stage. Are you saying that the crime was committed during that time? Do you know how long he was gone from the stage? Let me think, about 15 minutes or so. It's just as Judge Courtney said. But isn't it dangerous to be blown away by an elephant? It's alright, Astique is very gentle. That's not who we're worried about here. During the first few practices, he was having trouble getting blown away. Then all of a sudden, he was able to be sent flying beautifully. He might be using some sort of device, but it's amazing. A device. Do you know anything about it? I have no idea. Simon handled it all by himself. So that's what he's probably using the pulleys for. Can I logic that together? Tools around the well. Simon's stunt. Can I connect those? Because those look like they could go hand in hand. Good, got it. Mr. Keyes used a device for his stunt. Maybe the tools around the well are connected to this. Okay, I'd like to recheck the tools lying around the well yesterday. Can you change the recreation to after the show scene? Roger! Roger, Roger. I'm a droid all along, Mr. Edgeworth. That's the stinger of the game. For the Empire. The tools lying around the well. They could have been part of this... Could they have been part of his device? Seems very likely. I wonder if it's possible to recreate the device. If you ask Mr. Keyes, he should be able to tell you how the device was put together. Alright, I'll go ask him. Bye. Can't... Are you just gonna leave me trapped in alternate reality dimension? Okay. Mr. Edgeworth, I asked him about it. And did you find out how the device works? He used a rope to hang some weights on the well's pulley. The weights were suspended inside the well. Then he ran the rope through 2 more pulleys and tied the end of the rope to his own body. Oh my god, that's pretty elaborate. So he uses the force of the falling weights to send himself flying. But what's to stop the weights from falling on their own? In order to prevent that from happening, he uses a stopper. Miss Berry didn't know anything about the well. That means Mr. Keyes removed the stopper by himself? Correct. That's why a second rope was needed. The rope was attached to the stopper, and when it was pulled from the stage... Oh, I see. The stopper would be removed, and the weights would drop down the well. I'm definitely going to steal this idea. Yatagarasu won't lose to something like this. Don't waste your time. Circus acts require extensive training. Even if you steal the device, it won't do you any good. Then I'll train as well. Before you start training and kill yourself, could you first update the recreation? Oh yeah! You wanted me to recreate the device that was used in the performance? First, let's return to during the show scene. Okay. For a second, I thought she was about to be like, shit, I lost Little Thief. Next, I'll input the information of the device on the well. Now we can recreate the device Simon made. Boop. Got it. Isn't technology amazing, Mr. Edge? No, I hate it. What about digital chess? That's a farce. If I can't hold the piece in my hand and see my enemy's tears flow down his face, then chess just isn't worth it. So this is the device that Mr. Keyes used. Simon's device data jotted down in organizer. Simon sure is gutsier than he looks. Using the falling weights as the force to launch himself during his performance. Indeed, he would have to drop the weights. He would have to drop the weights, enough weights to exceed his own body's weight. In order to provide the strength needed to pull him off the stage. That means the weight that was there is nowhere near big enough.
Because 33 pounds.
Simon must have practiced a lot for this.
Unless you weigh 33 pounds. Strength to be pulled. Connect. That's incorrect.
Huh? Isn't this strange?
What's wrong, pal?
Haven't you noticed, Detective? What's strange about the weight is
The number, the weight, the material.
well, I mean, the number and the weight are the same thing. Let's just say the number. What's strange is the number of weights. In other words, it's not heavy enough.
It's not about the number on the weight, not the number of weights.
In order to pull up Mr. Key's body weight,
You're right, sir.
but where did the rest of the weights disappear to?
Looks like it's time to use my secret weapon, sir.
If necessary, I'll let the detective know.
Let's let him know right now. Gumshoe, go find that weight. Mr. Edgeworth, you've got that look on your face like you want me to use my secret weapon, sir. Oh, he's already said this. Oh, I guess I haven't found a spot where he can, use the metal detector yet. Have I?
It's the cage of the ancient elephant, Mystique. The elephant is performing on stage right now, so the cage is empty.
I wonder how Mystique entered the courtyard.
What do you mean, how? The entrance here is human-sized. This fence is electrified. I don't think an elephant would enter from there. They could just turn off the electricity. If they did that, all the inmates would escape. I doubt anyone would escape while an elephant was entering. I wonder how she came in. This requires some thought. She seems to be enjoying her little brain teaser. I should just let her be.
Maybe they took apart the elephant and then put it back together.
Oh? This crate was empty in the recreation earlier. That's right. It was also empty in the picture I took. I'm sorry. That information is wrong. What do you mean? This crate contained Mystique's food. In the morning on the day of the show, all apples were gone. I totally forgot about that. I'm sorry. Missing apples, huh? I should make note of it.
There's a lot of factors going on that I can't exactly connect in my brain right now. Mystique the elephant. Missing apples.
The apples in the crate were probably eaten by Mystique. But it's strange. I remember leaving the crate out of reach from Mystique's nose.
Are you certain?
Yes, the crate was still full of apples on the night before the show. And the cart was moved to where her nose could reach it. With that many apples, it could not have been moved by the wind. Most likely, the crate was moved by a person.
I love how many, like, irrelevant details we gather and they all just happen to be relevant.
Prior to the show, the cart's position was already changed, and the apples were all eaten. This appears to be the correct information.
Please update the simulation parameters, Kay. There's no apples button, Edgeworth. Jesus Christ, what do you think this is? Some kind of sci-fi technology? What? How is there no apple? Wait, how are you? Shut up, Mr. Edgeworth, I'll do it.
I'll use the new info to recreate the scene. Using the info we got from Regina, I'll recreate the scene with the cart in its actual place.
I found the apple button.
Recreation complete.
Thanks, Kay.
No wonder I thought it smelled like animals. It contained the elephant's food. So this was filled with Mystique's apples. That's right, on the day before the show, it was full of apples. In the morning, they were all gone. Oh, did you think of something? You could say that.
I didn't, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you clue me in? Maybe we should go back to the old simulation. Okay, push the magic button.
Yeah, what's up?
Use Little Thief.
You want to recreate the after-show scene from yesterday?
Bloop. Oh, I think I know what we haven't done yet. What it actually wants us to do... Okay, move. What it actually wants us to do is connect metal detector to not heavy enough. And that'll allow us to make Gumshoe seek out the
rest of the weights, perhaps? Because I can't just tell him. Detective Gumshoe, it's time for you to use your secret weapon.
Yes, sir.
I was hoping for the metal detector. I don't get many chances to use this one. Before we begin the search, before we begin the search, let me go over how to use the metal detector, sir. I actually get to control Gumshoe, this is awesome. This metal detector uses sound. And this meter. To let you know how close you are to the metal object. So as you've noticed, sir, Space Jam plays when you get close to the object. Wait, why does it play Space Jam? Shouldn't it beep? I programmed it, sir. When you get close to the metal object, the metal detector will have a bigger reaction, like this. When you get the biggest reaction, give me the order to examine that spot, sir. Now let's see what we've got. It's just the metal fence. And that's basically how you search for metal objects. Just give me the instructions on where you want to search, sir. Boop, boop. Sir, I am searching in a radial movement pattern. This is proven to work among metal detecting experts. I knew it all along. Missiles and android. Okay, let's actually... We're getting close, sir. There should be some material, some metal nearby. Here, sir. It looks like there's something here. Oh! It's a gold coin, sir. It's a historical discovery. It's hardly possible that something like this could find its way into a prison. Oh, there it is. So that's where it was buried. That's the coin from the bi-weekly coin hunting competition. There's an event like that? That sure sounds like fun, pal. It's an event where the warden buries some coins and the prisoners search for them. There are 3 silver coins and 1 gold coin. Whoever finds them can trade them in for snacks. A coin hunting competition and an animal show. So what kind of prison is this anyway? Let's continue the search, sir. Here, sir. Looks like there's something here. I don't see anything that could be metallic. What could be causing the reaction? Maybe there are iron fillings around here, sir. Iron fillings like the ones you collect with a magnet. Yes, sir. I guess they're mixed into the sand here. If we're going to pull them out, we need the secret weapon number 6, or was it 7? Did you even keep that much straight? It's a shovel, isn't it? It's just a regular magnet. Oh, I bought it at the hardware store. Hold it near the ground and presto, pick them all up, sir. Wow, this is really... Well, what do you know? Finding simple joy in simple tasks. What a simpleton. Let's ask somewhere else. Let's continue the search, sir. Gotta find the metal weight that probably killed someone. Oh, it's in the alligator pit. Yeah, there's a reaction here too, sir. Let's check it out. Huh? I found these in the clumps of grass here, sir. These are the weights used... these are the weights used for that hoisting device. Were these intentionally hidden? There's 4 of them in all, sir. That means... Wait, that many weights would be enough to lift Simon. So the other weights that were used in the device were hidden. Why were they hidden over here, though? See? I'm really earning my keep today, aren't I, sir? Gee! Ah, the alligator! That scared me, pal. Huh? What's the matter, detective? It looks like the metal detector is reacting to this alligator. Really? Why? Are you sure it isn't still just reacting to the weights? It's a different reaction, sir, and it's definitely coming from the alligator. It's gone. What is Kay laughing about? She stands there, like, laughing in front of it. Looks like it's scared of us. I don't think so, Kay. Huh? If anything, I think Allie looks a little under the weather. It ate something, didn't it? Allie, I suppose that was what Warden Rowland called it. She didn't eat any of the food that the warden gave her yesterday. I think she might have eaten something bad. So I guess the metal detector could be reacting to whatever the alligator ate. Oh, maybe she ate one of the weights. I doubt that even an alligator can ingest a 33-pound weight. But what could the metal detector be reacting to? And regardless, why were these weights hidden? Maybe we should take another look at the device on the well. Okay, I'd like you to recreate the after show scene again. All right, leave it to me. You did it, Kay. Congratulations. Back to investigating. This pond is where Warden Rowland keeps her pet alligator. I guess those fish bones were remains of her last meal. I don't think an alligator would leave such clean bones. But she had a very refined-looking face. I couldn't tell at all. That's because I'm a girl who's good with faces. Why don't I feel the least bit jealous? Okay, let's go into logic for a sec. Logic mode, never mind, we don't have anything here. Oh, the rope! Yeah, that's right, they said there were 2 ropes used to make the thing. Back down. Deduce! Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Rope. Would it be under rope or something else? Simon's device. This recreation and the device we saw earlier. There's a major discrepancy. One of the ropes is missing. You're right. Without it, the device won't work. I wonder what happened to it. Where did the missing rope disappear to? It's possible that we hold the piece of evidence that shows where the rope went. Eh? Which piece of evidence shows where the missing rope went? I actually don't know. Would it be in the tunnel? Did it drop down the tunnel? Rope. Found with the body. Was it used to tie the... Oh, yeah, there we go. I completely forgot about that one. The rope we found with the dead body. Ah, could it be... Yes, it could be the other piece of rope that was used here. Then does that mean... This rope was attached to the weight. However, the weight was not one of these metal weights. These weights were hidden in the grass and replaced with something else. They were replaced? Then what was used as the weight? What was tied to the rope that we found in the workroom? If we recall that, then the answer should be clear. The weight that was dropped in place of the weights that Mr. Keyes had prepared was... Would it be his body or something else? I think it was his body, but... What dropped down the well was none other than Knightley's dead body. Eh? Mr. Knightley's body was used as a weight? Yes, the weights were replaced with Knightley's body. Mr. Keyes used the device to launch himself off the stage. When the rope that was tied to him was undone and let it go, both the body and the rope dropped down the well. The rope wasn't used to tie up Knightley. It was used to suspend him inside the well. It also explains why the other weights were hidden. So no one would find out that the weights were replaced with the body. I'm a good speak. Yes, the killer was the one who hid those weights. But Miles, wasn't Knightley boy stabbed in the neck with a murder weapon? He was suspended in the well. Wouldn't there be blood at the bottom of the well? The killer was also aware of that. That's why they used this item. Which item did the killer use in order to leave no traces of the blood behind? The blood-stained sheet. The sheet we found near the body. It was used to wrap up the body. I see. Looks like all the pieces are starting to come together. But this means that the body definitely came from the well. If that's the case, wouldn't that mean Simon is the killer? No. It's not necessarily the case. Eh? But yesterday, Judge Courtney said... If Mr. Keyes was the killer, would he have needed to set up such an elaborate device? I guess you have a point. Mr. Keyes was only responsible for dropping the body during the show. In other words, it doesn't matter where the real killer was or what they were doing during the show. Until now, this placed the doubt on the people who did not watch the animal show. It's true, we also suspected Mr. Dogan. The killer's true intent was to make us all think that the murder occurred during the show. In other words, they used that device on the well to create a fake alibi. Miss Barry, do you know when this device on the well was set up? Let me think. The day before the show, I think it was at night. We all started preparing at 9 p.m. We finished around midnight. The killer replaced the weights with the dead body afterwards. Simon's device data down in my organizer? Jeez. Sorry guys, it's been a long time. I'm still feeling kind of sick, and I'm very tired also. But I'm enjoying myself at least. It's like the most fun I've had in a few days. Or perhaps a week. Did Dogen know about the device? No, even if he knew about the device, it wouldn't be possible for him to use it. You can't teach a dog to suspend a body in a well. Well, dogs are pretty smart, and if he's a good enough boy, you don't know, Edgeworth. In other words, Dogen is not the killer. Cool. What now? Waits body switched. Crate of apples. Oh, was the body in the apple crate? And that's what they used to move it over there? Got it. This cart was moved the night before the show. The body was also switched the night before the show. I don't think it was just a coincidence. Keeping that in mind, the question now becomes, why was the cart moved? The cart used to be in front of that door. I can think of one reason why. Somebody open that door. Alright, let's hurry up and... The door's locked. Let's ask a guard. Hey, Mr. Guard. Yes, what is it? That was fast. You there. Where's the key to this door? The warden's in charge of it. I'll get it from her right away. The warden's in charge of the keys here. Without the warden's permission, this door can't be opened. Thank you very much. Oh, so whoever's in here could turn off the security cameras. It's a circuit breaker panel. This must be the breaker room. On the night before the show, somebody came into this room. I wonder why they would come here. I don't think anyone would confuse the breaker room with the break room. It was definitely to operate the circuit breakers. I just imagine someone walking in that room being like, is this the espresso machine? Where's the coffee come out of? So someone came here to shut off the power to something. Was there anything that had its power shut off? What could have had its power shut off by the breaker? Security cameras, Edgeworth, where is it? Am I supposed to present the footage? No cameras? Okay. Security footage. The security camera footage had a 3-hour gap. Ah, I see. The circuit breaker for the security camera was tripped. It's highly possible. Was this the killer's handiwork? With the camera down, it'd be easier to move about. The killer would have a major advantage. I knew it! If that's the case, the killer was the person who tripped the breaker. And the person in charge of the key to the breaker room is... It couldn't be! Circuit breaker data jotted down in my organizer. Deactivating the recreation. Did you get that look on your face that says, I know what I'm doing, even though you don't? Investigation complete. Good job, Kay. And Gumshoe. And Ray, even though Ray, you have been less helpful than Gumshoe. You have literally done nothing. I didn't even think that was possible. Oh no, not them. Not you. I'm first to the scene as always. We've been here for like an hour. What do you mean first? Good morning, Mr. DeBest. What? How did you get here before me? Greetings, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I see you have arrived early. Or maybe it is you who are late, Judge Courtney. I have many matters which require my attention. I have no time to waste. Unlike a certain prosecutor who was taken off the case. Did he just growl at me? Oh, my apologies. I'd forgotten that you were assisting the defense attorney. An assistant can never be the best. You've fallen like the rest. You just say whatever you like, don't you? Let us begin our examination of the courtyard, Sebastian. All right, I'll call the men over. That will be unnecessary. What? We've already finished the investigation of the courtyard. You've been bested. Bested? Me? Judge Courtney. Your reasoning from yesterday. Watch me shatter it to pieces. I would advise you to choose your words more carefully. Have you forgotten that the fate of your badge rests in my hands?
I don't care if you have a badass theme, I do too. I have had enough of such coercion.
Can't you think of some other way to threaten me that does not involve my badge? Despite my repeated warnings, you show no signs of reflection. It seems I must remind you once more. The prosecutorial investigation committee can't leave someone such as yourself unchecked. Neither the fate of my badge nor the actions of the committee will impede my progress. Proving Mr. Key's innocence. That is all that concerns me. Your words are like those of a defense attorney. If you are willing to go that far, then I will show no leniency. In the name of the goddess of law, extend. I shall turn your words against you. And at that moment, you will forfeit the title of prosecutor. You shall regret this.
I love how she gets some, like, super gavel, and the judge who's been judging for, like, a million years has, like, the basic court gavel. Feel bad for him. Are those birds up there? I just noticed there's birds at the back of that scene. They're all colorful. Wow.
I shared my reasoning with you the day before. Since Mr. Elber did not see the body when he passed through the tunnel, it could only have been dropped down the well during the show. The only one who could have performed such an act is the suspect. Naturally, you have evidence to support your reasoning. Of course she does. Who do you think she is? Earlier, I received the official autopsy report. Babysitting that kid must be difficult. The time of death was the night before the body was discovered. In other words, the day before the show. The cause of death remains unchanged, a stab wound 4 inches deep.
Autopsy report updated in my organizer.
Simon Keyes was not present on the stage for a period of 15 minutes. There was a sufficient time for him to drop the body down the well. She has not investigated the courtyard yet. That means... It seems that there is a hole in your argument. You seem quite confident. Can you present evidence to support your claim?
Of course I can, and I will. Judge Courtney's reasoning.
I shared my reasoning with you the day before. Since Mr. Elber did not see the body when he passed through the tunnel, it could only have been dropped down the well during the show.
Oh, wait, I already read this. Sorry, I was just mindlessly reading things and I forgot. We actually have to do things here.
Let's see. What's the thing I can prove wrong here? The only one who could have performed such an act is the suspect.
I've got you. Thanks for what we just figured out just before you arrived.
Unfortunately for you, Judge Courtney, your argument doesn't hold any water, just like the well. There was a device set up around the well there. What is this device of which you speak? Are you aware that the stunt in which Mr. Keyes is blown away by the elephant during the show? I have heard of it. It would have been right before he exits the stage. He tied one end of a length to the rope himself and the other end to a set of weights. He was able to perform the stunt by dropping these weights down the well. Wouldn't he have spent the whole play suspended up in the air? That's why he had a stopper attached to the weighted end. The stopper was removed by pulling another rope. Around the well, we found the evidence that the weights were switched with the victim's body. This was done by the real killer in order to shift the suspicion away from them. Judging from the time of death, the murder was carried out in the early morning of the show. The true criminal had until the time the show started to set up the device. But didn't Simon Keyes make that thing? And since he was also the one who used it, he is the best suspect. Don't you agree?
God, you are punchable.
If Mr. Keyes were the murderer, he would not have needed to do that. Miss Barry, Yes? Was there anyone else who knew the device? Knew of the device he set up? Well, let me see. Since we had to get everything about our show approved by the people here at the prison, I'd say there were others who knew about it. And there you have it. I see. You have indeed performed a thorough investigation, which is why I am even further perplexed. Why do you not use your efforts for justice? My actions are not just. Who made that decision? You cannot understand even that, even now? Providing support to a defense attorney despite being a prosecutor. It is quite unnatural. This goes against the rules. I am merely choosing to do what I think is right at this particular time. I travel down the road I have chosen. Your comprehension does not matter in the least. However, if anyone intends to interfere, I will show no mercy. God damn it, Edgeworth is such a badass compared to Phoenix. I mean, Phoenix is too in his own way, but like, I feel as if Edgeworth and every single person surrounding him are in this elite group of prosecutorial things, and it's all the high-level judges and defense attorneys and prosecutors, and he sees like this upper echelon of the law, and it seems with Phoenix, no matter what he does, he has to deal with these weirdo, trashy people. I guess I would say, if you intend to rebel against her divine will, extend, I will have no choice but to hand down my verdict. Pay heed to my words. I have one more reason to suspect Simon Keyes of murder. Reason for suspicion. The body came from the courtyard. How was Mr. Knightley brought here from the detention center? Only Simon Keyes could have provided such an opportunity. Because of this fact, I find it most difficult to suspect any other party of this crime. While Simon Keyes was moving supplies for the show, he visited Mr. Knightley's cell. Does that not strike you as odd? Why else would he have brought a large covered cage with him? Oh, that does seem pretty suspicious. Mr. Keyes was merely that kind of person. It is entirely possible that he carelessly brought it there. If that is possible, then it is also possible that he was assisting in the escape, am I wrong? I suppose I must refute her theory with evidence. Rebuttal. See, if the body came from the courtyard, how was Mr. Knightley brought here from the detention center? I have the answer. Where'd it go? Is that not a piece of evidence we have? Okay, maybe I'm thinking along the wrong reasoning. I was thinking that his body was brought in the apple cart, or some such. Only Simon Keyes could have provided such an opportunity. Because of this fact, I find it most difficult to suspect any other party of the crime. Wait, I'm kind of thinking of the statement right here. Only Simon Keyes could have provided such an opportunity. That's not right, because he wouldn't have access to get to the security cameras to turn them off, right? Objection! Man, I'm on a roll. This is like the best case I've ever done. I'm gonna be honest. I was like flip-flopping all over myself in the first case, and I feel like I've gotten better at Ace Attorney in general. Somewhat. Sometimes I still completely miss the point and just like, what? What am I doing? What's happening? Mr. Keyes wasn't the only one who had the opportunity. Who else could have had the opportunity? The timestamp on the security camera was off by 3 hours. This means there was a 3-hour gap in time. During that time, anyone could have done it. If that were the case, then the murderer would have created the gap in time intentionally. It would not have been a simple camera failure. Are you saying that is possible? It's possible if you had access to this. Did we get the door? Yeah, the circuit breaker. In this courtyard, we found the circuit breaker for the security camera. And it was possible to access the breaker room both before and after the murder. What? He's so like... I hate him, but I love him at the same time, you know? Unfortunately, it appears you have fallen short of your intentions. Mr. Edgeworth hasn't fallen short of anything. I mean, he's not that short. So can you explain how the murderer obtained the key to the breaker room?
Oh yeah, that's right. It was locked, wasn't it? The warden hangs onto the key, right?
The breaker room has great importance even in a prison. There is no one who could be able to
obtain the key so easily.
Objection!
Tap my forehead. Well, I can think of someone.
What did you say?
This person, the murderer, was able to get the key. They didn't even need to steal it.
There can't be anyone like that. Besides, the breaker to the electrified fence is in that room too.
Only one person could have done this. I didn't want to believe it myself, but I trust that my logic is sound. The person who used the key to enter the breaker room is... I had a feeling it was actually Patricia, but I don't know. I felt like she would have been an accomplice, not the direct murderer, you know? I feel like she would have been an assistant to someone else the way she was acting, not the one.
Take that!
The murderer is... She's gonna show up, isn't she? There we go. Warden Rowland.
Oh my, what an energetic little puppy. That's because this dog is extremely fond of sweets. It seems to detect a sweet scent on you. Oh heavens no, not even wearing perfume or anything of the sort. What the dog detects is a sweet scent of death. How poetic. However, does that not imply that I committed a murder?
That's what I think.
What?
I swear that's his only line is, what? And I'm the best. That's just it.
The warden is the murderer. Mr. Edgeworth, are you serious about your statement? How amusing. The very thought of a warden committing a murder. It sounds like something out of a mystery novel. Precisely. Your reasoning is contempt.
Hold it!
Nothing of the sort. I did not want to believe it myself, but based on the evidence, I have no choice but to believe it. This evidence proves that Warden Rowland is the murderer. Would it be the circuit breaker thing again? Or would it be something else? I think it's going to be the circuit breaker again. It wants me to present it again.
But I feel like that's too obvious. Like, we just went over that. Time of death, that's not important. That's also not important. Wait a minute. COD penetrating wound in the neck. Died instantly. There are small bruises on his head. Has a sweet scent. Wait, what does that have to do with her again? I feel like that's a thing, but I don't remember why that would be it. Because Edgeworth hinted at it with his sweet scent comment, so we're gonna go with it, but it's been a while, so maybe a little piece I'm forgetting.
Take that!
Oh my goodness, I'm doing so good! Oh, I'm so happy. The smell gave you away. As you can plainly see by the Satan displayed in front of my face, someone has taken notice. The police dog. He tracked a sweet smell that came from the body. And right now, he is telling us that the same scent is also on Warden Rowland. You're a cruel one to accuse me of murder based on something like that. Right, Justine, darling. It appears that Judge Courtney has reached the same conclusion as I have. Mr. Edgeworth, that couldn't have been just a coincidence, could it? The key to the breaker room and the same scent on the body. If it were only one, it could have been seen as such. It appears we have reached a conclusion. We should now listen to what the warden has to say. Indeed, until we do, we cannot close this case. Oh my goodness, everyone with such scary faces. I'm actually... How do I say this? I expected Courtney to be trying to push against Edgeworth really hard for maybe like a personal reason, but it seems like she's actually agreeing with him, which I'm kind of surprised about. I thought she would be the type of antagonist, I guess I'd say, to no matter what happens, push against Edgeworth, and no matter what happens to oppose him, but she seems to be on the side of what is right also. So I'm the only one who could have been the murderer. That just cannot be. Why not? Everyone can murder. I could murder if I wanted to.
I heard all about the case from Justine Darling here. I had committed the murder. It would have taken place inside the holding cell. But I couldn't have moved the body. I never went into the prison. I was caught up in my work until the show. I was stuck in my office. Check up on it if you'd like. You'll find there's no record of me entering the prison. I don't know what reasoning you had, but I can say for sure. I cannot be the killer.
The missile barked at you, pal. You gotta be the culprit.
Oh heavens. It's not possible. I already told you I never went to the prison. If you think I'm lying, why don't you check the records? She wants us to check the records. She does seem confident. For now, all we can do is listen to her and try to draw out more information. I do hope you understand, Mr. Edgeworth.
No, I don't.
I heard all about the case from Justine Darling here. Committed the murder that had taken place inside the holding cell. But I couldn't have moved the body. I never went into the prison. Do we have any evidence that says anything against that? I honestly have no rebuttal for her in it, like any of her statements, so I'm gonna press the important sounding ones. That's not too important. Had I committed the murder, it would have taken place in the holding cell.
Hold it.
The murder occurred inside the cell. How can you be so certain about that? Well, everywhere else would be under the surveillance, right? And the victim's blood was found there too. That blood was actually from when he was struck by Albert, but I don't think it's necessary to inform her of this fact. That doesn't mean it's proven you do know that. But I see no contradictions in assuming the crime scene was at the detention center. I couldn't have moved the body. I never went to the prison.
Hold it.
You never went into the prison. Do you have proof of this? My, can't you wait for me to finish? I was caught up in my work until the show. I was stuck in my office.
Hold it.
You're pressing me quite a lot.
I have to. I don't know what else to do.
You were in your office the whole time. Nothing strange happened. Nope, nothing at all. Were you looking for something? I'm not too good at tidying up. I always forget where I put everything. The other day I even lost track of an important piece of evidence.
How could you have made such a grave error?
If someone were to take something from me, I wouldn't even notice it the entire year. I guess it will be hard to attack with the key to the I guess it will be hard to attack with the key to the breaker room. On the day of the incident, I was working in my office and searching for the lost items. In other words, I couldn't have gone into the prison, even if I wanted to. Check up on it if you like. This one seems really important because she kept talking about how I should check up on her record or whatever.
Hold it.
You did not enter the prison from the entrance. But what if there was another route? Oh my, are you suggesting something like a secret passage? I don't know if anything like that exists. It is my firm belief you did possess alternate route. That route was neither the entrance nor a secret passage. The route you used was from here. I would like to review the last statement she made, because I would need to reread it because I don't know what she said.
The holding cell.
You moved through here to enter the prison. Oh my, now how would I have got to the prison from there? Oh, that's what she's asking, how did she get to the prison? I ruined my perfect streak, people. Mr. Edgeworth, you said yourself that I used neither the entrance nor secret passage. This wasn't the right route. To get to the prison from the warden's office without using the entrance or tunnel. The only way is by going through this place. Knightley was suspended from the well the night before the show.
What should we do, sir? This lady's got nerves of steel.
But there's no record of her going to the prison, is there? The records won't help us at the present time. First, let's listen carefully and gather information. I feel like we have to do this again real quick. I think I know which place she's talking about. So, it's asking how she got to the prison. If she wanted to get to the prison without using the tunnel, she would have had to walk through the courtyard. Because if she walked out this way, anyone would have seen her do that. But in the courtyard, there wouldn't be anyone.
Present!
The barbed wire fence. You would have moved Knightley to your office first. This office leads directly to the garden side of the courtyard. You would move through there and past the barbed wire fence. You could have arrived at the prison without passing through the entrance or a tunnel. I wonder what Mr. Edgeworth is saying. Haven't you noticed? There's a high voltage current running through the fence. Yeah, obviously she couldn't have passed through it like that. Wouldn't there be a way to turn off the voltage from her office? That wouldn't make any sense that she couldn't. Because why bad for her if she can't turn off the high voltage fence from her office and not only the other side? You know? The current to the fence could be switched off at the breaker room. And you were the only one who had the key, Warden Rowland. Most amusing, however, the breaker room is located on the prison side of the courtyard. How could the warden have accessed it from the detention center? Ah, quite right. Gotcha there, Mr. Edgeworth.
Why do you all sound the same?
Because Zeno can't make any other goddamn voices. If there's no record of her passing through the prison entrance, it would not have been possible for her to turn off the fence's breaker.
But Warden Rowland was the only one who had access. Don't let this faze you, Miles. But if I don't have a solution for this, she'll get away. Now, Uncle Ray never said don't think, you know. It's just not good to be so stubborn about it, that's all. But no matter how you think about it, Warden Rowland couldn't have done this alone. So maybe my theory was right, that she was an accomplice. Or she has one. Prosecutor Edgeworth, I didn't get to read that because you yelled over me. You do it to me all the time. No, I don't. You just did. I'm not amused interrupting my judgment only to be silent. Without thinking, I just blurted out objection. I have to answer. I won't let this end here. My reasoning is not over yet. So how did she use the breaker without leaving the detention center? It's perfectly possible. With this method. What made it possible to turn off the breaker? Her position as the warden, she had an accomplice, or the timing of the incident. She would have to know that the circuit breaker was turned off, though, in the first place. She had an accomplice. It was indeed impossible for one person, but what if there were two? Exactly. Just what I expected from you, Miles. Yes, you had an accomplice on the prison side. Enough. I am disappointed in you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. What's that, pal? You making fun of Mr. Edgeworth? The inmates at this prison all wear bracelets. If they try to go where they please, it'll set off the alarm. So you've noticed. This is a prison after all. Not only prisoners, but the guards too are under constant scrutiny. So why didn't anyone notice Elbert? The only ones allowed to move around freely are the animals. And they certainly could not have used the breaker. But it's still possible that a person did it. Schwitz. He could have done it. Excluding the inmates and the guards, just what kind of person would you say it was? You can't exclude the inmates and guards just yet. There's only one person. One whose movement was not restricted. This evidence shows that there was someone in the prison who could move around freely. I know exactly what you're talking about. That is, it looks like the bracelet worn by the prisoners. It belongs to a certain model inmate, and it's broken. What? Just who on earth does this belong to? Frank Schwitz, the warden's favorable inmate. Oh, whoa, that's terrifying. It's look at her face like, just calm down. They won't figure out you killed someone. It's okay. Don't you think it's strange? He managed to keep this hidden while he moved around freely in his daily prison life. Golly, when you think about it, shouldn't even be possible. I'd hazard a guess that this was because he was a special case. Oh, that's why she was treating him so kindly. Because he was gonna help her with anything she needed. Just like Sirhan Dogan in the special cell. The prosecutor's statement is mere conjecture. You could find out by simply asking Schwitt himself. It is my firm belief that Mr. Schwitt and Warden Rowland were partners in crime.
Due to their collaboration, another route surfaces. The real route by which Knightley's body was moved to the prison. There were two obstacles that needed to be dealt with. The security camera in front of Knightley's cell, and the electric fence in the courtyard. Both these problems could have been solved with a single stroke. By having Shuit switch off the breakers in the breaker room. Mr. Edgeworth, could you wait one moment? Do you intend to deny it, Warden Rowland? I give in, I confess. Warden Rowland, no, this cannot be. Yes, it's just as he says. Frank Shuit and I were partners in crime. No way. Something doesn't feel right, though. It's not playing the right victory music. You did it, Mr. Edgeworth. Well done, Miles. At last, we have the real culprit cornered. Like Mr. Edgeworth said, Frankie operated the breaker, but we were not responsible for Knightley's murder. What? Warden Rowland, whatever do you mean? Judge Courtney, would the goddess of law hear my confession? The goddess of law is merciful. She will absolve you. I was being threatened. That's why I had no choice but to do as I was told. So who is threatening you? Sir Han Dogan, that assassin. Dogan? It's been going on since that man came to the prison. We'll never forget that day.
Oh, jeez.
When we were both alone, he suddenly said to me,
I have many dogs outside the prison.
The dogs?
Loyal dogs who obey my every command.
I soon realized what Dogan referred to were not really dogs, but his human henchmen. That's not all he said.
You better watch how you treat me. You don't want you and your family to become dog food. Jeez.
I had no choice. I gave him the special cell. I gave him anything he desired. Anything he desired? You don't mean the supplier. That's right. Anything he ordered, I would deliver to him. An underground dealership. I was the one who won over Frankie. It was simple. I just offered him special privileges within the prison. And these underground dealings. Once a week in the middle of the night, Frankie would shut off 2 of the breakers, so I could move from my office to the courtyard without being seen by the security camera. I would go past the fence and drop the goods down the well near the prison. Oh, so that's how she was delivering items. Then I'd sprinkle this perfume over it. So that's the true identity of the sweet scent. The scent of perfume was a signal for Dogan's dog. After picking up the scent, it would carry the goods over to Dogan. Oh, that's why it was down there in the first place. Of course, this had to be done while Elbert was away from his cell. I'm surprised he never found out about it, pal. We have a strict timetable here at the prison. Mealtime, exercise time. It's easy to know when he's away from his cell. And since little Rocky is afraid of Dogan's dog, I didn't have to worry about him making noise. So having full knowledge of the prison's inner workings, she made the deliveries herself. This would have ensured there were no slip-ups. Frankie would have turned the breakers back on in the early morning, and the delivery was complete. Then I then modified the timestamp on the security camera. You have told us a great deal. The goddess of law accepts your penitent confession. It's not a word I've used recently. As the warden of the prison, how could I have done something so foolish? The day Knightley was killed was also delivery day. It seems Frankie was working the breakers as usual. But that day I had nothing to send, so I did not go to the courtyard at all. The secret of the supply system. So then Warden Rowland was... The police have been searching for Dogan's henchmen for ages. I've also been helping them, but... I've been interrogating him personally in my office, but... No matter how much evidence we have on him, we can't get a single word out of him. So the reason you kept on interrogating him... Yes, it was to find his henchmen.
Whoa, that's an evil's face. Geez, she's into it.
I borrowed all the evidence from the police and carried out the interrogation myself. I kept an eye on all his actions and examined all of his mail. Mail? Like his correspondence chess letters. But I could never uncover the true identity of his henchmen. This fear. It's something you could never understand. Prosecutor Edgeworth, you were listening, right? I'd say this confession clears the warden of all suspicion. Is it really necessary to press her further than this? Is it necessary to press her farther?